Datta datta mayang loka paraloka hamakshara kshara sarvani bhutani danti shantirahankagaha. I am the giver as well as the gift. I am this world and the world hereafter. I am the imperishable and the perishable. I am control of the senses and of the mind. I am the indweller of the senses. Guhyohang sarva vedeshu aranyohamajopyaham pushkarang cha pavitrang cha madhyang chahamataparam bahishchahang tata chanta purastadahamavyayaha. I am the hidden secret in all the Vedas. I am the forest and the unborn. I am the nourisher and the pure. I am the middle and anything beyond it. I am the exterior as well as the interior. I am the front and imperishable. Jyotish-chahang tamas-chahang tanmatra nidriyanyaham buddhish-chaham ahankaro vishayanyahamevahi. And I am light as well as darkness. I am the subtle elements and the senses. I am the intellect and the egoity. Verily, I am alone, all the objects of experience. Namaste. So Shiva is both of the pairs of opposites. Any opposites that you can think of, he is both. He begins with datta datta mayam. I am both the gift and the giver. Paraloka, loka paralokaham. I am this world, I am the next world. Then he says, akshara kshara. He is both the permanent and the temporary. Sarvani bhutani. He is the control of the senses. And he is also the objects of the senses. And finally, he says, Danti shantiraham kagaha. He is the indweller of the senses. The senses don't do anything by themselves. They have to have life within them. A dead body can't sense anything. Actually, the body is inert without the presence of the life force, the prana. So Shiva is closely identified with prana. Then he says, Guhyoham sarva vedeshu. I am the hidden secret in all the Vedas. In all the Vedic literatures, there is constantly a hidden secret behind the scenes. That is Shiva. Because Shiva is only the representation of Brahman. Ultimately, he is without qualities, without actions, without even dimension. We spoke earlier of the Bindu, where dimensionless dot, wherein there is everything. Brahman, Shiva, Shakti, the whole universe, all the living beings, all of time and space, etc. And this Bindu is in our hearts. This is the life energy. This is the soul, what we call the soul. But really, it's just Shiva. And when he leaves the body, so do we. And so does the life energy. And the body falls down, inert. So, he is the living force in all bodies. He is intelligence. He is, as he says here, he is both the middle and the outside, the inside and the external. He's both. So everywhere is Shiva. Everything is Shiva. Every state of being and consciousness is Shiva. He is actually everything. And finally he says, Jyotishaham tamaschaham. I am both light and darkness. See, these are just conditions. These are just qualities. These are just temporary aspects of material existence measured by our senses. Our eyes require light to see. So when there's no light, we say it is dark. And when there is light, we say it is light. But ultimately, there's no difference between the two states. See, and this is the great secret of the Vedas, non-duality. Non-duality cannot be understood by those who are identified with the physical body and senses. So he says right here, tanmatran indriyanaham. I am both the senses and the subtle sense objects, tanmatra. That means of seeing, he is sight. Of hearing, he is sound. And these are subtle sense objects, which means that even when the senses, even when the mind is withdrawn from the senses, the gross senses, as when we are asleep, we still experience sense objects in dreams. I had an interesting dream last night. I was in like a very big open plain, like a savanna in Africa. And there was a fire, there was a grass fire, and it was moving very fast because of the wind. So all the animals were trying to find places to hide. And I was there, I was also looking for a place. So then I found a place underneath some trees where there was no grass. And I thought, well, maybe the fire will just pass over, and it won't hurt me. And I had seen a tiger roaming around just before that. I thought, well, maybe the tiger won't see me, it won't find my place. So I was in this little sheltered place under a tree, and I laid down, because in a fire, the hot air is over the ground and the cool air is underneath. So I laid down on the ground, and that tiger came in. And he just looked at me, and then he laid down too, with his nose touching my nose. Which, if you know big cats, that's a sign of affection and friendship. That's how they greet one another, by touching noses. Actually, house cats do that too, only rarely. Lions, tigers, they all very social animals. Well, not tigers so much, but lions very much social animals. And they are also Shiva. So this is why the goddess Shakti is pictured as riding on a lion or a tiger or a mountain lion or some big cat. That is Shiva, her vehicle. One of Shiva's 1,000 names is Singha Vahana. Singha means lion, and Vahana means vehicle. Vahana. Something by which one goes somewhere. Vahana. Still today in Spanish, va means go. The Americans tried to sell a car in Mexico called the Nova. In Spanish, Nova means no go. So it didn't do very well. Anyway, Shiva says, I am alone all the objects of experience. Whatever we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, or conceive with the mind, that's all Shiva. Shiva Shakti. He is the energy, and she is the energetic. He is the source, and she is the energy radiating from the source. The creation, in other words. So when he creates the universe, he distributes his energy throughout. Thus, there is no place where he is not. He is everywhere, he is everything. He is within us, he is within everyone, all the living creatures, as the living force. So we can understand that we are in the presence of God at all times. This has to be not only understood intellectually, but realized practically. And how do we do that? Through sadhana, especially chanting of the holy names. There is no more powerful method than mantra. Why is that? Because by hearing the glories of God in the holy name, one develops love for him. And by that love, he becomes revealed. Why is that? He cannot help himself. He is attracted, and he reveals himself spontaneously by his reciprocating that love. This is something that has to be experienced to be understood. God reciprocating our love with his love from within the heart. This is the most wonderful thing. Why? Because it means detachment comes automatically. Going beyond this world, going beyond Maya, and realizing the essence, the energy of life, the consciousness, Brahman. This is the end of all suffering. Aum Tat Sat. Aum Shakti Aum. Aum Namah Shivaya.